Look at the weather.
It's beautiful here.
Non-stop rain.
Oh, man, it is a blazer out there.
It's cold and it's shivery.
It is cold.
Really coming down here.
I really enjoy your weather reports.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network, we're talking weather in a whole new way. From historical events to what's coming up, plus weather news, science, safety, fun facts, and more.
I like where this is going.
This is Weather Weekly. Weather Weekly with Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey.
It is episode 245, Weather Weekly. Good to be with you. Meteorologist Marcus Bailey from Wish TV in Indianapolis, Indiana. Glad to have you along here for this week's episode as we hit the first, I guess it'd be the first full week of the month of October, right? Already starting off pretty warm here, almost a week in, and well above average temperatures, pushing records in some spots. And that trend probably continues here early on for the week. But some good news here. I have some rain opportunities and some signs that we're going to cool it back a little bit, maybe a little bit more seasonable. Temperatures closer to average for this time of year. And will this be the last 80s that we have for 2025? That is definitely a possibility. We will discuss that and a whole lot more. That's coming up next here with the week ahead, October 6, 2025. It's Weather Weekly. It is the week ahead for October 6, 2025. Let's go ahead and dive in. The heat continues across the area here, at least for one more day here early on in the week, for Monday, October 6th. We're going to be pretty warm, pretty humid, for this time of year. And with that, I think some spotty showers and thunderstorms will be possible. I've got highs into the mid-80s, but with the higher humidity. Now, listen, this isn't going to be what we had deep into the summer. You know, crazy high humidity. But for October standards, it's pretty muggy. Feels like temperatures could flirt with the upper 80s. All right, so it's nothing too extreme, but it's going to be pretty toasty. And again, it could pop up some of these scattered showers and thunderstorms across our area here for your Monday. In terms of severe weather risks, I'm not overly concerned. Yeah, there could be some, obviously, lightning. That's always going to be a cause for concern, but no threat for damaging winds or anything of that nature right now. Heavy downpours, sure. We mentioned highs in the mid-80s. Scattered showers and thunderstorms will continue to roll along as it becomes a bit more widespread, with a boundary that will be moving through Monday night. That is a cold front, and that will bring in some of these scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area. Again, no severe weather is expected. Heaviest rainfall is going to be in southern counties and closer to the Ohio River. Rainfall amounts around a half an inch to an inch are possible. That would even include the metro area. But again, I think the farther south you go, the higher those numbers will be. Overnight lows will be in the mid-60s. All right, Tuesday, kind of dreary. We're going to have continued rain and thunderstorms as the front is passing by. And this is a transitional boundary, which is going to bring us from the well above average temperatures, the midsummer heat, to closer to normal temperatures here for the middle and end of the week. All right. So Tuesday's just going to be kind of gloomy. It's going to be damp on and off. I don't know if it's going to rain all day, but you'll have on and off showers that are going to be kind of widespread around the area. Okay. Cooler temperatures, highs into the mid 70s on Tuesday and overnight lows into the mid 50s. Rain chances will likely continue through the evening. Now, I do think as we go into the middle and end of the week, we really turn quite nice. We're going to flip the flow to the north and west. This is going to give us more seasonable temperatures as high pressure from Canada will settle in. Highs on Wednesday make it to 70 in Indianapolis. There'll be a lot of areas that are probably hanging out in the mid and upper 60s. Very crisp overnights. Lows will be dipping into the 40s. That's going to continue into Thursday. High of around 70. Again, many areas north of Indy will be in the 60s. Overnight lows still into the 40s. We do rebound a little bit by the end of the week with high pressure still kind of locked in. Mid-70s Sunday, overnight lows into the low 50s. Saturday, mid-70s. And overnight lows will be in the 50s as well. Again, normal high for the middle of the month. Should be hanging out kind of into the low 70 range. So even then, even at our coolest, we're just slightly below average. Longer range, just looking at the national Blendem models here, you get out the end of the weekend, Sunday 74, Monday 76, Tuesday the 14th 74, and Wednesday 73. So still running above average, but not as hot as what we've just experienced over the last several days, right? 80s I do not see in play for the foreseeable future. And so Monday, if we do reach the mid-80 mark, will it be possible that that is our last round of 80s? Well, here's the thing. We can still see some 80s in October, deep into October, and even very early November, okay? They don't happen very frequently, but they can happen. That said, the consistent, like what we just had last week where it's been several days in a row of having 80-degree temperatures, that might be it. This might be us flipping the switch just a little bit. And it is more of a gradual kind of decline, which I think more people appreciate. It's not always fun when you're going from summer to late fall conditions when it gets real chilly out, right? So we don't see that anytime soon. And so hopefully this will just be kind of a gradual decline. All right. Precipitation, we mentioned that at least through the middle of the week, we could see anywhere between a half an inch and an inch. And really that's going to be our only rain chance, right? Monday, the spotty showers and thunderstorms. And then Monday night into Tuesday night, that time frame is going to be pretty good rain chances here. Down along the Ohio River, 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. Around the metro area, half an inch to an inch. And I still think about a quarter of an inch to a half an inch of rainfall north of the metro area. That takes us all the way up to the state line of Michigan. So everybody should get rain, right? We need more. We're still very much locked in this drought. It did get worse. I'll talk about that after the break. But at least a little bit of rain to kind of help the cause here. All right, we'll talk some September and October stats. Plus, we'll do the 8 to 14 day outlook and a little bit more than that. So that's all coming up next here on Weather Weekly. All right, here real quick, September summary out. 25th warmest September on record in Indianapolis. So we're kind of on that upper tier. And the 44th driest September on record. If it wouldn't have been for that rain that we received kind of late into the month. That was the 22nd, I believe. And we had a few days of some rain. It would have been far worse in terms of the rainfall there. So a lot of dry areas here. Didn't have any severe weather for the month of September. So fairly quiet, obviously very, very warm. Okay, so we're only a few days in right now to the month of October. So no rainfall into the rain gauge yet. For the fall season, so that's September 1st, 1.77, that is down 1.78. It is up from last year, 1.52. And for the year, 29.51, that is down 4.94. We were up to 34.28 last year. So behind last year and almost 5 inches in the hole for the year. Okay. I know only a few days into the month of October, and I always like to just look at these kind of things. Through the first 5 days, it is the ninth warmest start to the month of October on record. Ninth warmest on record. And the warmest since, looking at the records, looks like 2018. All right. So again, pretty toasty start. That is in some wear category, but obviously with the cool down coming up here soon, that will bring that back down here a little bit. All right. Briefly, let's go ahead and talk 8 to 14 day outlook. This would take us through the dates of the 12th through the 18th. No surprises considering, the forecast that I mentioned, taking us into the middle of next week at least. Pretty strong signal of above average temperatures, but again, put in perspective, doesn't mean we're going to be blazing hot. Normal high for the middle of the month is typically into the mid and upper 60s. You got to keep in mind October, and we mentioned this, I think, last week, maybe. We start the month off with average highs in the mid 70s, but by Halloween, by the end of the month, our average high is into the upper 50s, 59, I believe. So there is a very sharp decline. So just because it's above average temperatures doesn't mean we're blazing hot. Mid 70s is what we are looking at pretty consistently through the middle of next week. That would put us well above average, right? Also in that same time frame, below average precipitation. So not good news there. The drought monitor, the new one, came out last week. Forecast still calls for the drought to persist, may even get worse up in northwestern Indiana. So no help there. And again, the entire state now basically is included minus, 4 counties in southwestern Indiana, basically. The entire metro area in a moderate drought, and parts of east central Indiana, so places like Delaware County, Madison, Tipton, Howard, Grant, Blackford, Jay, included in a severe drought. And new this week, parts of Wayne County, and that would include Allen County, that would include Fort Wayne, and Adams County, which is just to the south, now in an extreme drought. There's only one step above that. So we're getting in some pretty bad territory when it comes to drought conditions there. All right. Okay, that'll do it for this week's podcast. Always appreciate your feedback. You can shoot me an email anytime, marcus.bailey@wishtv.com. You can also reach me on social medias. Most of the main ones, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and X. It's either at Marcus Bailey or at Marcus Bailey Weather on either platform. And I'm usually pretty good about responding to messages there. Also, you can catch my forecast Monday through Friday. On the TV side, locally in central Indiana, Wish TV in Indianapolis, that is Channel 8, and worldwide at wishtv.com. Click the live stream button on the top of the screen. And you can also get our forecast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at our website, wishtv.com/weather, and our free Storm Track 8 weather app. While you're here, make sure to check out all the other great podcasts, all part of our All Indiana Podcast Network. Have a wonderful week. We'll talk to you soon, and God bless.
Discover more from Storm Track 8 Weather and Wish TV. Online at wishtv.com and when you follow Wish TV on Facebook. Plus, be sure to check out more great podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.